Right, well, welcome ladies and gentlemen. We have some new information from James Cameron himself about Avatar 3. We'll introduce fire element. So we are literally running around with all the elements at this point. And apparently 2 new cultures, which look cool. That could be interesting. There was a bit of a meme running at a certain point, which was all with respect to the fact that, Avatar kind of used the name which was already established in another brand and has gone from earth to water, now to fire. It seems that meme is becoming the reality. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're well. I hope you're having a great start to your week, Monday. Please do hit the like button if you like this video. And please, if you're new here, hit subscribe and check out the second channel down below in the description box, Mistakes Reviews, Live Archives. But let's check this out. Avatar 2 is still a raging success. There's no two ways about it. It's a huge success. In fact, it's nearing $2 billion worldwide, which this film secured its break-even point at $1.5 billion, which was corrected by James Cameron himself. It's important to note that. He recently had come out previously and stated, it needs to be top 5 grossing movies of all time. People said he's been taken out of context. It wasn't actually taken out of context. He genuinely misspoke, and he has since corrected himself and said, well, no, it was actually more like top 10, within the top 10, which was 1.5. And then the moment 1.5 billion had been hit, he'd said, it's just previously anyway. Oh, it's just about to hit break even, and then started to tease the future of Avatar because he said, yep, that means that we can make more, which is cool. It's a huge success. It means that individuals that are like this, which is obviously a lot of people, will get to see more of it, and that's nothing but a good thing in my view. I think that's great. People kind of getting, what they want. I'm not going to complain about that, regardless of my personal taste of Avatar. So like I said, smashing the box office, $2 billion worldwide, and director James Cameron is already teasing the next installment in the film series. Now, we had already heard a little bit of this tease, the Ash people, the Fire Tribe. And he had also said that, these would be the bad Na'vi, which was an interesting thing to throw out there, mainly because, ladies and gents, the Na'vi, he had previously stated, was actually the representation of the good in humanity. And then humans represented the evil of humanity. So it's interesting that he's going to flip that when he'd stated that's what they were symbolic of. But never mind. So while attending the Critics' Choice Awards, Cameron stopped to talk to Deadline, so this is Deadline, where he dropped some nuggets about what fans could expect from Avatar 3, revealing the element of fire, and 2 new cultures would be introduced. Alright then. Fire has a symbolic purpose in the film, and there's a culture that is specifically around that concept. That's probably saying too much as we speak, he told Deadline. Now, with respect to that, again, he'd already said that they were the Ash people, the Fire Tribe, not Diatribe, the Fire Tribe, and they're essentially the evil ones, which, again, if you are familiar with Avatar, there's a bit of a meme in there as well, quite frankly. Now, Cameron did continue saying some more information, which again, if that was already too much, well, he continued and said even more. So he said, you're going to meet 2 new, completely different new cultures in the film. That's a terrible quote. I'm tired and hungover. You're going to meet 2 completely new cultures in the film. We meet the Omaticaya. We met the Omaticaya. I tell you, I'm hungover. We met the Metkayina, and you're going to meet 2 new cultures in the next film. And it kind of rove a little more freely around the world of Pandora to different places. I will say this, I think it's interesting that we're now going to be floating around the world a lot more. Because, it took them a really long time to get from one location to the next in the last film. And there was obviously a key reason for that. I wonder what kind of justification they're going to have now for roaming around the world of Pandora. Is just every single film them being displaced, I guess? The Sully family? Like, why? What sort of contrived nonsense is going to be established for them to suddenly start being displaced once more? I hope that's not the case, because that's actually really boring if they are consistently displaced and consistently have to do exactly the same kind of things to gain entry to a new tribe, so on and so forth. That would just be a bit crap. But it is good that you're going to see more of Pandora. Just the overly contrived elements will be what's a bit crap, if that is the case. Cameron's wife, Susie Amos, jumped in and said, "You need a very secure seatbelt." And Cameron ended by saying, "It's a rocket sled." There you go. Jack Champion also teased what Spider will be going through in Avatar 3. Now, they'd already said that actually he had recorded those scenes, I think for 3 and 4, in fact, all at the same time. And we're not going to play this. I've got no reason to play this. You guys can check this out. I'll leave it down below in the description box. But, you know, Cameron was really smart and decided to film everyone's childlike scenes all at the same time, rather than having to deal with what everyone else goes through nowadays when people grow up really quickly. Because, you know, you can look 12 in one film, and then in the next, suddenly you look like a 20 to 30-year-old when you're dealing with children, because they age pretty damn quickly, it seems, and become unrecognisable, and then you have to suspend disbelief. So he was very smart about that. Look, at the end of the day, this is good, you know, for everyone that likes this film, Avatar 2, and wants to see more. So more power to you. That's obviously a lot of people, because it's hit, well, it's just about to hit $2 billion worldwide, which is crazy. Cool. You know, fire has a symbolic purpose in the film. There's a lot of symbolism in fire throughout, you know, our history, the world, etc. It'll be interesting to see what he takes from known history and adapts moving forwards into his own film. He will do that, so it'll be interesting to see what is taken. And I think primarily I'm intrigued to see how they justify going around the world. Just because I think that could be make or break for some people. I think a lot of people, if it retreads the same ground again in the third film, I think people will be a bit like, huh? What? Didn't I just see this? Because they're coming out a lot more frequently, these films, than they had previously with the, you know, 13-odd year wait. So with that being the case, if they retread too much of the same ground, I think that will then start to put people off. But anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let me know down below. Cheers, ladies and gents. Take care.